The night was dark, and Sarah's car was the only source of light on the seemingly endless, desolate road. She had ignored the warning signs about her low fuel level, believing she could make it to the next gas station. But as the engine sputtered, she knew she was in trouble. Panic set in as the gas gauge plunged toward empty. Sarah desperately scanned her surroundings, but there was no sign of civilization in any direction. The road seemed to stretch into eternity, and her cell phone had no signal. Sarah spotted a distant glow on the horizon. A flickering neon sign promised a gas station ahead. With a sigh of relief, she sped toward it, but as she got closer, the sign's letters began to blur into eerie symbols she couldn't understand. The gas station looked like it hadn't seen a customer in years. The air was thick with an unnatural silence, and the only sound was the soft rustling of the wind. Sarah's footsteps echoed on the cracked pavement as she cautiously approached the decrepit pumps. As Sarah reached for the nozzle, she realized there was no sound coming from the gas pump. She pressed the trigger, but no fuel flowed. Her heart raced as she looked around, realizing she was completely alone in this eerie, soundless place. Just when she thought things couldn't get any stranger, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows. Dressed in tattered clothes and with an unsettling grin, the stranger approached Sarah, whispering cryptic words that sent shivers down her spine. The stranger's intentions were unclear, and as Sarah tried to back away, he suddenly vanished into the darkness. Panicked, she rushed back to her car, but it wouldn't start. She was trapped, alone, and surrounded by an unsettling silence. Sarah could hear faint, haunting whispers in the night, as if the very air around her was filled with voices from the past. Each whisper seemed to tell a different tale, all equally chilling. In a desperate attempt to escape, Sarah returned to the gas pump, trying to get her car started. But the pump seemed to have a malevolent will of its own. It released a black, viscous substance that oozed onto the ground, forming eerie symbols on the pavement. Sarah's fear escalated as the whispers grew louder, and the darkness closed in around her. She was on the brink of a horrifying discovery about the cursed gas station and the sinister forces that held her captive. With no way out, Sarah faced a midnight confrontation with the malevolent presence that lurked in the shadows. It was a battle for survival, and the outcome would determine whether she would ever escape the nightmare. Sarah's fight for survival reached its climax as she uncovered the station's dark secret. Her escape from the abyss depended on her wits, her courage, and her willingness to confront the horrifying truth. Even after escaping the cursed gas station, Sarah couldn't shake the lingering horror of that night. The haunting whispers and the memory of the sinister stranger would continue to haunt her, leaving her forever changed. As Sarah's story of the out-of-gas horror spread, others came forward with their own chilling experiences. It became clear that the cursed gas station was just one part of a trail of nightmares that extended far beyond. The nightmare was far from over, and for those who had crossed paths with the cursed gas station, there seemed to be no way out. The horror continued to follow them, a reminder of the night they were stranded in the dead of night. On a moonless night, Mia and Jake found themselves on a desolate highway in the middle of nowhere. Their fuel gauge hovered dangerously close to empty, and as they pushed deeper into the darkness, they encountered an ominous sign that foretold their impending doom. Mia and Jake's car seemed to be the only source of light on this eerily quiet road. Mile markers disappeared into the abyss, and the dim glow of their headlights revealed no signs of civilization. Panic set in as they realized they were stranded with no phone signal. Just when they thought they were doomed, a distant glimmer of light on the horizon offered a glimmer of hope. The promise of a gas station drew them closer, but as they neared it, they noticed something was terribly wrong with the place. The gas station, while appearing functional from a distance, was a desolate, crumbling ruin up close. Abandoned cars littered the area, their owners vanished without a trace. Mia and Jake's footsteps echoed eerily on the abandoned pavement as they searched for any signs of life. As they approached the gas pumps, they noticed a complete absence of sound. Even the wind seemed to be held at bay by the heavy silence. Mia's voice quivered as she whispered to Jake, "This place isn't right." A mysterious figure in tattered clothing emerged from the darkness. The gas station attendant wore an unsettling grin and seemed to know more than Mia and Jake were willing to admit. His cryptic words sent shivers down their spines, but the truth was still hidden. As the enigmatic attendant vanished into thin air, Mia and Jake's sense of security crumbled. They hurried back to their car, only to find that it refused to start. The suffocating darkness seemed to press closer, as if it had a malevolent mind of its own. The shadows whispered secrets that Mia and Jake couldn't decipher. Faint, haunting whispers carried stories of those who had met a terrible fate on this desolate highway. The couple's fear deepened as they felt themselves falling into a nightmarish abyss. Mia returned to the gas pump in a desperate bid to escape. However, as she attempted to fuel the car, the pump oozed a black, oily substance that formed eerie symbols on the ground. The fuel was anything but ordinary. As the night wore on, Mia and Jake descended further into a realm of horror that defied logic. The darkness concealed secrets that challenged their understanding of reality, and they realized that they were pawns in a malevolent game. With no way out and the horror closing in, Mia and Jake confronted the sinister forces that held them captive. It was a showdown with the unknown, a battle for survival that would determine their fate. Mia and Jake's escape from the abyss came at a heavy price. They uncovered the truth of the cursed gas station, but it was a truth that left scars on their souls. Their lives would never be the same. Even after escaping the nightmare on the desolate highway, Mia and Jake couldn't shake the lingering shadows that haunted them. The memories of that night, the enigmatic attendant, and the whispers in the dark would continue to torment them. As Mia and Jake's story of the out-of-gas horror spread, others came forward with their own chilling experiences. The cursed highway had left a trail of echoes, each one a testament to the terror that lurked in the shadows. For those who had crossed paths with the desolate highway, there seemed to be no way back to the lives they once knew. The darkness continued to follow them, a reminder of the night they were stranded on that terrifying road.